boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today, it's Monday, so it's time for the Intel HD 4400 have its spotlight on RAD. So RAD, it is developed by the Double Fine Games, the same developers behind games like Psychonauts and Brutal Legend. There are multiple other games that Double Fine Games did develop. Most of them have their unique art style, but that's okay. So for RAD, they are using Unreal Engine 4, a very demanding engine, as you know, that I wasn't expecting to be able to make this game run fine on my Intel HD 4400. So let's take a look at the settings. So I have done no tweaking outside the game. This is only the settings, the default settings that I did use for the game. So I'm using borderless record, but I do suggest you to go with full screen, and all the settings are at the minimum settings possible with 50% of resolution scaling. So minimum settings, 50% of resolution scaling, native resolution. So for the requirements, they ask for an i5 2400, 4 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 783 gigabytes, or an AMD RX 470, 4 gigabytes. This is very powerful graphic cards comparing to even my graphic card from the desktop, and yet with an Intel HD 4400 I was able to get an average of 28 frames per second and a 1% low of 20. So inside the dungeon moments of this game, you will be able to get above 30 frames per second, something in between 30s to 40s. Although outside on the map, the place that I am actually right now, you will get an experience between 20 to 30s, depending how much vegetation there is on the map or how much enemies there are. But still, for the type of game that this is pretty playable. Even for this Intel HD 4400, which is an old Intel integrated graphic card, this is very surprising indeed. And it makes me think how developers do requirements for their games, because any recent Intel HD graphic card, let alone AMD Ryzen laptops out there with their integrated solutions, I'm pretty sure all of them are able to play this game above 30 frames per second. No issues. I'm pretty sure of that, because my Intel HD 4400, this old graphic card not intended to gaming, it is actually running this game. So that's the point. The only trick that you need to have up your sleeves is that you need to have 8 gigs of RAM in dual channel. So it means that you need to have 2 RAMs, one of 4 and another one of 4, right? That's the only trick that you need to be able to play the game just like I'm playing in here. So what's so special about this game anyway? RAD, it is a roguelike game, so if you played Binding of Isaac, you will be very familiar with this game, especially now in this dungeon moment where I entered in this video. So you receive power-ups to your character, which are especially Binding of Isaac style, with the excuse that this time it was the radiation that causes you to get those power-ups. You need to beat some bosses, you have some collectibles, and that's it. It's a roguelike game, alright? It's nothing to say about it. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with the type of game that I'm actually showing in here. So this game, Metacritic and Steam users are giving between 70 to 80 of score, so it's a reasonable score, and Double Fine Games knows exactly what they have at hand. So the price for this game is $19.99 on Steam. I think it's a very awesome price for the game. This was the release price for the game. I think it's really good, and most of the complaints from the community, it is mostly the performance of the game graphically and performance regarding frame rate. I mean, most of the people complain because if you max out this game in any recent graphic card, this game gets very demanding, but the game is just only scalable, so you can stress out demanding GPUs and CPUs, but as well can run in shitty configurations like we have in here in our Intel HD 4400. So yeah, surprise stuff. So it's a very cheap game anyway, and if you want to get it cheaper, check the link on the description of the video. Is there any deals? This website shows you where you can get the game cheaper, okay, which is amazing in my opinion. It's one of the go-to websites every time you want to buy a particular game, and all the shops listed in here are completely trustful. This is not like Kinguin or G2A. This is not a website of reseller keys. This will offer only the shops that are completely official and where you can activate the games with no issues whatsoever. Alright, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about RAD. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I do hope to see you soon in another one. Goodbye.
Key acquired. Key. The way forward is open. Alpha mutants. Open. Heyday. Beast is slain. Part T. Floppy.